Hi guys, Eric Pathy here at PickDogs.com. We're doing this video on Friday, December 6th for Sunday, December 8th, going into week 14. Hard to believe. I remember we were all excited that football was about to begin and just things change quickly. And before you know it, we'll be at February 9th. I didn't tell you this, Al, but my son's birthday is February 9th. And because with the addition of the extra week in the NFL, now he gets the opportunity to have the Super Bowl on his birthday. My birthday is January 31st. So if you take away that extra game, I've already had 3 or 4 footballs on my birthday, and which he would have never had. So obviously he's a Ravens fan. He's being realistic. He said the best present would be if I had the Ravens in the Super Bowl on my birthday. I said, you can wish, but we'll see what happens. With that being said, if you want to pick up the 2-week trial offer of the All Access, 702-769-0404. And before you get to your complimentary selection in the NFL, what do you as a handicapper think about one less preseason game and one more regular season game? And how did that affect your handicapping when it changed since we talked about that earlier with my son's birthday?
Well, from a handicapper's standpoint, I hated it because I had a lot of good systems in the preseason that were built around weeks 2 and 3. And it
Ah,
was important that week 3 was not the final week. That was kind of like the second and third of a 4-week schedule. So generally, the first game was meaningless, the fourth game was meaningless, but the coaches put more importance into the second and third week. Now, I don't even know if any of these games are important anymore. So I pretty much have gone away from preseason handicapping. I'll give out a play here and a play there, but it's nothing like it used to be. So from that standpoint, I don't like it because it gives me less plays to make money on. As far as the extra week in the regular season, irrelevant.
irrelevant, completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, guys. Good to know. And then real quick before we get into the complimentary selection, like when you hear like other cappers say like this team's tanking for the season, I mean, do you think there's really a collective tanking or this is nonsense? You
Um,
can't see your face. I can see your face. It's pretty funny your reaction. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah. No, teams don't tank. And actually, the data do show late in the season that teams playing poorly do really well in certain circumstances. The odds makers also adjust the odds.
Right.
So teams that are playing bad, teams that don't need to win, you have to pay through the nose to go against those teams late in the year, and those teams do very well against the spread in certain situations. So you can't just go into this at this time of year thinking you're going to go against a team that's not playing well or quote unquote tanking and make money. It's very hard to do.
Before you get to your complimentary selection, I do a radio show every Wednesday live in Las Vegas, and Costi went on a rant that you couldn't pay him to take the Jets, and I laughed and I said, "Watch the Jets cover the next 4 games."
Who knows? I'm not playing the Jets game on or against them this week, but
So
who
let's
knows?
get to it. I know you got a complimentary selection and a total in the NFL. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to look at another bad game. So we're not going to look at the Jets game. We're going to look at the Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. And
Wow.
yeah, it's late in the year. It's a matchup of two bad teams going nowhere. The Jags are 2-10. Uh, I can't believe he hasn't been fired. The Titans are 3-9. And I like playing late season games under the total if both teams have win percentages of 400 or less, and the over under line was 44 or less. This one is sitting on 40. So those games between bad teams with relatively low over under lines, they've gone under the total 198 and 148 going back to 1980. So I'm going to look for this one to be an under. We'll take the under the 40.
There you go. And before we end this video, non-gambling opinion from you as a handicapper or a fan of sports. Did you think the hit in the Jacksonville game warranted him being suspended, or what was your take on that?
I don't know. I really didn't. But I also confess I'm not a referee. I'm not,
Right.
you know, Goodell. I don't have to worry about managing the league and everything else. But I think a lot, as just a layman, as just the average fan, I think a lot of these penalties. I mean, I think people are pussies, to be honest with you. I don't understand a lot of it. Like I think the defensive players, what the hell are they going to do? I
Right.
mean, like you can't, it's what was the old comment by Terry Bradshaw years ago about quarterbacks wearing dresses or something. I forget the exact quote and the exact context, but that's really what this game is becoming. I mean, they take away the kickoffs, the onside kicks. They take away. It seems like everything gets taken away. I mean, let's just play
Exactly.
flag football then. But that's what do I know?
There you go, guys. We're going to go under the total in the Jacksonville, Tennessee game. 702-769-0404. 14 days for the price of 1 week. 1,000 for Al's All Access. Good day and good luck.